actually up in New Hampshire.
Huh.
But he's kind of famous for his high pitched voice, and he does shit like he'll say like high pressure, shit like that.
Oh God.
So it's pretty entertaining.
I got a
Yeah, it's
bobblehead.
entertaining. Yeah, he's sort of like the Jerry Lewis, only as far as I know, not racist Jerry Lewis of meteorology.
I didn't throw that
Funny
in
story.
there.
We actually, funny story. I think someone who knows him or who's related to him went to college with us because I remember we used to have the Thanksgiving meals and shit. We could have family come up and whatever.
I think so.
Remember that in the cafeteria?
Vaguely, yeah.
We're like, no, I don't remember this whatsoever.
Very, very, very vaguely.
Anyway, it was one of those, and I remember seeing him bombing around the fucking table. I think actually my grandmother might have sat next to him too, or something like that, or nearby him. But it was like, holy shit, it's Hal Caprillion.
Shit. So, hey,
Yeah.
too bad you didn't have the bobblehead right there and there. You could have been like, dude, will you sign my bobblehead?
Well, that's why. Like, and that was we got the bobblehead from going to a Spinners game. It was like his birthday or something like that. And then he appeared at like every Lowell Folk Festival at the WCAP, like the local radio tent, because he does weather like for that station. So I was like, one year I was like, we should bring the Al Caprillion bobblehead and get it signed. And it was like, of course. So I think she means the high pressure. Not mistaken.
High pressure.
Yeah.
You make him sound like a fucking. You make him sound like a fucking Karen.
No, you gotta check him out. You gotta check him out. Go on YouTube. I'll
No,
find some shit to send you.
No, I'm saying, man, you make him sound like a Karen in the sense of like, there's high pressure coming in here from the east winds. I want to speak to a manager about it now.
No, it's not like that. It'll just be like, and then we have a storm front coming. And the other thing too is he has a very like New England accent about him too. So we have a storm front coming in over here, over from the east, and it could be some high pressure coming in from the north, and like otherwise he talks normal. It's just that one thing where he says high pressure. There's other things. Oh, like at the beginning, like if it's the evening, he'll be like, "Good evening, it's Al Caprillion." Or for 980 when he's signing off, he'll be like, "This is meteorologist Al Caprillion for 980 WCAP, where everybody gets it." Like that's his shtick. Is the high voice, man. And now hopefully we don't get sued for using Al's shtick from 980. I doubt it. They're an AM station, so.
Hey, I got an idea. How about when you say high pressure, you just say high pressure? Do it in a high pitched voice. Doot doot doot.
I do wonder like what started that. Like why did he start doing that?
I don't know, but you know what, man? You're talking about him, so.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he became famous for it. So hey, it fucking worked, right?
You really think about it, like everything in life, in a sense, is related to wrestling because you're always trying to get the fuck over with shit.
That's true. Everything is about getting over.
Yes.
No matter what it is, whether it's an election, whether it's fucking high pressure.
Yeah, whether you're working as a in a fucking cubicle and you're just trying to get over with your fucking boss and whatnot, like you're always trying to get over.
Yes.
Okay, it's fucking like Glengarry Glen Ross. Instead of ABCs, it's always be closing. It's fucking AGO. Always get over.
Oh man, it's true though. It's true.
Goddamn, pal, gotta get over.
And sometimes you're Duke the Dumpster Drosy, and sometimes you're Shawn Michaels.
Sometimes you're Bastion Booger.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're Max Moon, and sometimes you're the Goon, and sometimes you're Brooklyn Brawler, and sometimes you're. Do I need to keep going?
Virgil.
Flash Funk.
Poor fucking Scorpio, man. He was perfectly fine as Too Cold Scorpio. Why'd they have to go and make him fucking Flash Funk?
Oh, because it's kind of like what was it, Dean Ambrose appearance on Talk Is Jericho. He's like they have to have their way with you in the sense of like they can't leave you as you are. Like they have to put their spin on you. Like they have to let me go out there and be myself, but they have to put a funny hat on me.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. There's another connection though. Is red for Raw, blue for SmackDown. So you're SmackDown and I'm Raw, I guess.
That'll work.
And if we get someone else on, we'll have to get like purple or something. And do they still do 205 Live or no?
Yeah, they still do that. That's Wednesday nights, I think. Like that,
There you go.
it's that or NXT or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say either that or do a yellow one and do
I don't know.
NXT.
I'm a little fucking pissed off with pro wrestling to be quite frank, but you know,
In general, or
like, in general, in the sense of like, yeah, because like they're both doing fucked up shit. Like,
both of them, as in like WWE as well as fucking AEW. Is that what you
Yes.
mean?
yes, sir. So, like, I'm sure you heard about what WWE was doing to the wrestlers as far as like their Twitch channels, their like cameo pages or whatever fuck have you.
No.
So basically,
No, I didn't.
I think it was like Vince McMahon made the decision of like, look, if you guys are going to keep doing these things, we're going to take a cut of it because you're using your likeness and you're under contract with us. So yeah, we're taking a bit of your Twitch money
Hmm.
because
That's
you're
bullshit.
you're under contract with us. It's like, well, okay, how are they independent contractors then?
Yeah, seriously, that's bullshit.
That
And,
is
and it's especially if it's their channel. Like, are they using their names like from WWE, like their registered names, or because I know, like for example, like what's his name there, Rusev. He got a Twitch channel before he got booted, didn't he? And it was under his personal name, right?
I
Am
think
wrong
so.
about that?
I think so. Like he's wrestling with AEW now, so I think he's okay.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, you figure like the YouTube channel Up Up Down Down that Xavier Woods has, they're going to be taking a piece of that money.
Yeah.
Fucking Paige just fucking went off the other day on hers.
Really?
Yeah. Basically just calling out WWE with their bullshit, just basically saying like, look, I can't work with this company anymore. She's like, I make sporadic appearances on TV. I'm too fucked up to wrestle because I she did something to her neck at a house show, so she got hurt on the job. So she can't.
Was that the Sasha Banks thing where she kicked her?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she was just going off like I can't do that. And now you want to take this from me. Like this is the only like creative outlet that I have and you're taking this from me.
The bastards.
Yeah.
The bastards.
Yeah, so that and I mean fucking WWE for fuck WWE for bullshit fucking goddamn fucking pushing other wrestlers that fans really don't fucking want.
That's not really new. They've kind of always done. Vince has always done whatever the fuck he wants, and kind of everything else be damned.
Yeah, but I mean, still, like, smart money would be like, hey, like, look, the crowd is really cheering Kofi Kingston when we put the title on him. Like, he's like, they did this whole like video package. He's like, oh, giving hope to black people and whatnot. It's like, well, let's go with this for a little bit. Nah, we're gonna have him lose this on SmackDown to Brock Lesnar in like 10 seconds.
Dude,
It's like,
win the title for a hot minute.
yeah, Kofi won the title. Yeah, he won it from Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania a couple of years ago.
That's what I thought.
It was a damn good match too.
Hmm.
But yeah, them fucking like AEW, like the whole like wrestling thing, like during COVID, it's like, guys, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, we talked about before, like wrestling being an essential business is kind of like, what the fuck? Why is wrestling considered an essential business?
And it really
Like,
isn't.
it definitely isn't. It's entertainment. And then when you think about the fact that it really kind of needs to have spectators, think about like baseball or sports. Like, I kind of feel like those really shouldn't happen either. And I'm sorry for people who really love sports, but like it kind of needs. I mean, that's a little different. I guess it depends on how you handle it. Because if you can space people out enough, then great. But how do you enforce that at the same time?
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, basketball.
People are going to want to push closer,
Yeah, it's like, well, okay, like with basketball, you can't exactly play defense if you have to stay, 6 feet away from the other guy.
Well, then there's that.
Like baseball, you can't really do it if you got runners on base, and then like, what are you going to tell the first baseman? Okay, you got to stay 6 feet off at first base because we don't want you to come in contact with this guy. And the runner's taking a lead. Like, oh well, no, now you got to take a further lead, or you got to stay only up to here, or something like that. It's hockey players checking into each other, fucking refs coming over to get the fucking puck from everybody, football players fucking going at each other. Yeah, tell me how you're supposed to do all that shit.
Yeah, and I mean it's not like they can even like wear masks either because like even just doing regular just walking around and wearing a mask your oxygen intake is limited. I can't imagine having to do sports in a mask. It's like it's got to be impossible.
Well, not really. Like the whole mask thing has been debunked by doctors like left and right. So I mean that's that's
Debunked,
not.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
It's been debunked. Like there have been doctors that have said like, okay, here's what my oxygen level is without me wearing a mask. This is a normal level. This is perfectly healthy. This is good. Puts on a mask. He's like, my oxygen level doesn't change at all. He's like, now he's like, I'm gonna wear this for a couple hours, run around the hospital and whatnot. He's like, look, here's my oxygen level, still normal. So
I wonder if it depends on like what kind of mask it is, because I do find like when I'm walking outside, we have masks that were like handmade out of like cloth or something that like I tie on or whatever, and I do find that like I do get more winded. Like there were times when like we were able to walk outside without a mask on before like the Massachusetts really clamped down, and now they're like you have to wear a mask all the time.
Yeah.
Before that, there were a few times I was able to walk outside without a mask, and when I did, I definitely didn't feel like I was getting as winded. I'm not saying it's like a big deal or it's huge or anything like that, but it's definitely, I feel like I get more winded when I'm wearing a mask than when I don't. But I wonder if the type of mask matters, because like you see those thin blue ones, maybe that wouldn't be as much of a problem. I don't know.
maybe not, but I mean, I honestly, man, I think it's all psychological with people.
It could be largely psychological too, yeah.
It is,
because it's
because-
covering your mouth, so you feel like oh shit, but it's
Yeah,
really nothing.
It's like people who, like, who in their life hasn't had like somebody like sneak up behind them and just like go like this. Like, that's what they're thinking. Like, oh no, my face and my nose is covered. I can't fucking breathe. I can't breathe. It's like, well, no, you fucking can.
Yeah.
And I remember I even asked my doctor, like, when the whole pandemic hit and whatnot, and, everybody's saying, like, you gotta wear a mask, you gotta wear a mask. I said, if I go for, like, a walk on the path, like, by my house here, I said, do I need to wear a mask the entire time? He's like, no. He's like, if you're able to stay 6 feet away from everybody, he's like, great. He's like, bring one though, just in case like there's groups of people and you're not able to get 6 feet away from them. He's like, put on a mask.
Mhm.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
This is my doctor. He's he's gone to school for this kind of shit.
They haven't clamped down more in Rhode Island yet as far as the mask wearing goes, because in Massachusetts now, no matter where you are, like we had to wear masks for the whole hike yesterday, basically.
Yeah, I don't think they've really clamped down on it too much in the sense of like you have to wear a mask like everywhere, like a walking path or park or something like that. I know they're setting up new like curfews and whatnot, like bars and restaurants can't be open past like 10 p.m.
Yeah, that's the thing here, and actually it's actually an offense where like you can get I think it's a $300 fine for not wearing a mask. Actually, like police can actually be used to enforce the whole mask thing in Massachusetts right now.
Yeah. But,
Which honestly, like, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of for that. Like, I mean, the thing is, if people would just listen and be like really super careful for a short period of time, we would be through it a lot faster, and then we wouldn't have to deal with all this bullshit at all.
Exactly.
You know?
Like, if we weren't the fucking Veruca Salt of the world, like this shit could have been well managed.
Exactly. Like, yes, it sucks. Do I want to be in lockdown? No, of course not. But you know what? Like, if that's what it takes, if it takes like, I don't know, 6 months, even a year of like everybody being 100% in your house, nobody does shit, like as uber careful as we need to be, like whatever scientists or whatever say.
Yeah.
Just do that for however long is necessary to get out of this shit. And then, because then otherwise the alternative is basically what we have now, which is like potentially years after years of the same, like who knows how long this is going to go, you know?
It's like, regardless of what Trump says, a cure is not right around the fucking corner.
And even when it is, like, oh, the military's going to distribute it. Okay, but how quickly? Like, how, and that's, like, think about how many people are in the country, and I'm sure we're not going to be the only one. I mean, I'm sure, like, if it's made in America or something, they'll prioritize or whatever to give it to America first and all of our, allies or whatever.
Yeah,
but
and it's going to fucking cost us $50,000 just like every other fucking drug that, like, our tax dollars pay to research and fucking come up with, and they're like, oh, this is great. Yeah, this pill only costs us about a dime to make each, so we're going to charge you about, $200 a pill.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I hope
pigs.
not, but that's kind of how things work, It's like we talked about with the whole, like, change of power, like with Biden in office. Like, maybe it won't go that way. We'll have to see. But if history tells us anything, I wouldn't count your sheep before they hatch, you know what I mean?
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
High pressure.
Jesus! Anyways. Now
it's
you're
going to
done.
be an interesting few months, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, but now that you're done talking about, sheep hatching, which Yeah, you were definitely
I'm on a
like.
sheep theme.
So, anyways, so